Ed, do you have any advice on when you're dealing with commercial customers, how to work with them more?
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy, right? I mean, I truly believe that there's a lot more opportunity in every one of our commercial customers that we do today. And I would even be so bold as to suggest, even if you were in Columbus commercial where the technicians sell like crazy, that if they have 2,000 commercial customers, I think there's an opportunity to upsell. Maybe I'm crazy, all 2,000 of them something, right? So we've got this customer base that, we lose less than 1% of our commercial customers cancel. So we've got a pretty content, pretty happy customer base. They love what our technicians do. They love our technicians. But there's more gold in them hills than we're kind of digging out of the mountain right now.
Okay.
And I would suggest that we kind of approach it, I don't know if it's like a quality assurance visit or just a checkup on the service, whatever you want to tag it. My line has always been, hey, my name's Ed, I'm the new guy in town, or I've just been transferred to the territory. Part of my job is to provide a quality assurance visit to make sure we're still delivering on the promise we made just 6 years ago or 3 months ago, whatever it would be. And taking that approach and then going out and visiting the customers. But I think before we jump there, I think there's some steps you have to take to make sure that you do this right. And I think the first step you need to make is you need to get with your technicians, the folks that work your territory, and you need to tell them what you're going to be doing. Because at the end of the day, while we think they're Orkin customers, the customers that are on that gal's route or that guy's route, they don't view them as Orkin customers. They're Sonia's customers. They're Ed's customers.
That's right.
And the last thing they want to have happen is have some sales schlepper come in there and start messing with their customers and selling them stuff they don't need. So I think the first thing you got to do is you got to get that wall down, and you got to have that trust built, and you can do that by riding in the truck with your technicians.
That's right.
And getting comfortable with them and having them get comfortable with you, saying, hey, I want to approach business this way, and I want to approach it for us collectively together. And you get that okay, you tell them that, hey, if I go out there and they tell me, hey, they've been waiting on a bait station for 2 weeks, 3 months, I'm not going to run back to the service manager and say, oh, Sonia, ABC company's been waiting on that bait station. If you do that, you will ruin that relationship with that technician forever. But let's say that you have that conversation with the tech and he says, hey, it's okay, or she says it's okay to go out and visit my customers, right? I'd like you to go out and do that. But there's got to be something in it for them, and it may be splitting sales with them as you uncover it. Mm-hmm. Because if you think about the pressure that the real world pressure that our managers are putting on tech sales, they have a budget of tech sales. But what if you sold their tech sales for them and split them with them? We'll talk about that in a second. But let's identify those customers. I'd suggest you set up a couple of them a day, set up a couple of national accounts, the 2-2-10 kind of thing. But let's go about it this way. Let's open up our sales module, let's map them so that we stay tight in our territory, find a couple current customers, pick up the phone, make a little time block, set it up, get to your appointment set, hey, this is Ed over at Orkin, I'd like to come out between 8 and 10. Most of those folks will grant you the audience. Right. It's not like a cold call trying to get in somewhere cold. The only reason they won't have you is it's not a good time.
Right.
But you find that out. So once you get that appointment set, I think it's important after you've had that initial conversation with the tech about how you're going to approach it, that you say, hey, I just booked an appointment with Sonia between 8 and 10 on Tuesday. Anything I should know before I go out there, right? So then you go out there and you do that inspection. You show up one time and think about this, a current customer. A lot of folks won't do all these steps. They won't take the time to talk to the tech before they do it. They won't call the tech after they've done it. They won't check in with the admin the day they're going out there to make sure that everybody's current on their bill and all that kind of fun stuff, right? Building a true relationship. And then what they won't really do when they go back, you think about coming in to do that quality assurance, whatever premise you set that inspection up on, do that quality. Mine's always been the quality assurance visit. When you step in to do that inspection, you do the darndest, dangdest inspection you've ever done, and you whip out your iPad and you do a BizSuite graph. Mm. How many folks will do that on a quality assurance visit? Not many. Mm-mm. You take the pictures, you do all those kind of fun things, that you would do on a regular lead, because I swear to you, you can make your budgets by just visiting current customers if you do it right. So when you do that, you say, hey, when I'm done with my inspection, I'd like to share my findings with you. Love you to come along with me. You go out, they don't go with you, you come back down, you say, hey, there's a couple things that I found when I was out there, door sweeps, auto fresh units, automatic flushers, all the things that we can sell a commercial business that we typically don't have in place, small fly, large fly, all those kind of things will afford you some ancillary upsell opportunities that you can serve up to the customer at that time. But you got to be careful on making the transition, because if you think about when you showed up there, the premise that you had when walking in that door was you were going to do what? You're going to provide a quality assurance visit to make sure we're still doing things right and good for
That's
you.
right.
You can't you can't go walk in there with your sales bag and say, ooh, wait, look at all these. You got to kind of feel it. You got to get the temperature.
Yeah.
Is it transition time? Can I do it now? Or, hey, Sonia, would it be better? I've got some things I'd like to share with you, some things I think we can help you with. Would it be better if I came back tomorrow or set another appointment down the road? So you got to be careful of the transition. You don't want to be tagged as, oh, that son of a gun just came in here to sell me
right.
something else. So you want to watch out for that. So you make that transition. And then at the same time, you figure out a workaround with your technicians. Again, they're forced to sell, right? They're asked, not forced to sell. It's a bad word.
Yeah.
They're asked to sell. But what if you told the technicians, hey, for everything that we score on this approach, I'll give you 25% of the sale. I'll give you 50% of the sale if you're playing integral role. Work out some sort of commission split that makes sense so that, if you go out and you sell $1,000 worth of fly services to
Right.
their account, they get 25% of it. Their boss is happy because they got $250. You got $750 in your pocketbook for sales that you wouldn't have had without the
Without that
relationship
person.
with technician. So zero is $750 is a lot better than zero, and you give that guy or that gal $250 of commission credit. So the boss is off their back. You got things rolling. And the other thing that happens when you go out there and you sell ancillary services to current customers, it makes the tech's job easier. What if you sold 6 door sweeps, 6 excluder door sweeps because they needed them, for $750, and you split that sale with the tech? You think the level of service would be a little easier for the tech if we kept the mice from coming in the building? Think about that. So don't fight the technician sales. Work with the technicians to support them, but really build on that relationship. And then the biggest piece that you can do at that point in time to tighten up that route for that technician, when you walk out of that QA, you walk next door, you knock on the door, you point at your diamond, and you say, Sonia, I'm just kind of curious. Tim's been servicing the place next door for like 7 years. They are tickled to death with his service. Just kind of curious why we're not doing business. And you don't say another word. Whatever they say takes you down that path. So you have that jumping off point. And I think that at that point in time, when you tell the technician, hey, I'm going to try to tighten up your route, what if you did that and you sold those 2 businesses on either side of that one they're already doing? Would you be a hero to that tech?
Absolutely.
Because he'd park his truck, or she would park her truck one time and do 3 services, tightening their route. So the job, as working as a team, as a unit, you and the technicians, forget about the service managers and the branch managers. You can all make a living together. We're going to split some commissions. We're all going to make a little bit more money. Your route's going to get tighter. Your customers are going to be happier. And this is all going to be perfect. I think that can be done if you approach it that way. So rethink how you do the QAs. Take the extra steps, draw the graphs, show up on time, get on the roofs, do killer inspections, all those kind of things, just like it was an office lead.
That's right.
When you're going out to do a visit. Don't just pencil whip it and just go, hey, how are things going? Make some sense?
That does. Great advice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a key to success, and I truly believe if you approach it that way, you'll develop killer relationships with your technicians, and you'll all be a cohesive unit chasing the business to grow that market and to make it denser for him or her to run their route.
Absolutely.
And we'll all make more money. Fair enough?
Overall goal.
Overall,
Yes.
absolutely. Everybody makes more money.
That's right.
Perfect.